All right, joining us now here, she's the redshirt sophomore at Georgia Tech, coming off a strong year where she had 12 homers, 43 RBIs, and coming off a monster game on Sunday, going 3 for 4, two RBIs, 2 runs, including the go-ahead RBI in the bottom of the sixth as Georgia Tech sweeps Notre Dame in ACC play. Speak of Gracyn Tucker joining us here and in the circle of D1 softball. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Let's start with Sunday. You're trying to get the sweep, back and forth game. Notre Dame ties it up. You come to the plate, and you're facing an 0-2 count, and you get the base hit that gives the team a 5-4 lead. You'd all never look back. Just take me through that at bat.
Yeah, so I kind of went in that bag. I talked to Coach Devin, our hitting coach, a minute before then, and kind of just saying not doing too much, just trying to get this one run across. I mean, everyone would love a home run in that moment, but knowing my job and what I had to do in that moment was just to get that one run across. Makes me really comfortable knowing that everyone in our lineup can hit and they have the ability to. So I know that it's not all on me. So I was just thinking, base hit, base hit. I was looking for a certain pitch and unfortunately didn't get that my first two pitches, so I was okay with that. We really have been focused on sticking to a plan and committing to that plan. And I think that's why we had a lot of success, especially against their number one pitcher. And yeah, so I think that just sticking to a plan and being okay when my pitch wasn't thrown. I just had to be okay with, getting a hit up the middle. It was a little jam job, but I was able to stay through it and get that run for my team.
I wanted to ask you about this lineup. You're surrounded around here with Willer and certainly Reese Hunter, who broke the game
Oh yeah.
open with the 3-run homer.
Oh
Just
yeah.
talk about this lineup. As a team, you're hitting 362 as we talk, 28 home runs, 42 doubles as a team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to even think about, but like I said, I feel very confident knowing that the girls around me can do a job. Like if for some reason I don't succeed, I know that the next girl will get the job done. And I think that all of us think that way. So like I said, I just know that it's gonna get done. So there's no worry. We just have so much confidence in each other, and I think that's what makes us really successful is because we can just pass the bat. We're not always looking for, a big swing, but we have the ability to. So it's really easy, when the people are getting on base, it's easier for like me to get RBIs when the people are getting on base.
What have you learned about this team? I know it didn't get off to the start you wanted opening weekend there. Of course, Alabama's playing some good softball. You've run into play a tough schedule with Florida,
Yeah.
etc. What have you learned about each other as a group here so far here?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing we've talked about is although we do have a lot of power, we have a lot of speed. That's something that we lacked last year, and I think having all the pieces this year will really help us. Not only going off the offense side, but having the pitching we need. We got a few good arms out of the portal, and then you have some freshmen stepping up. So it's just been all around. We're a very dynamic and fundamental team, and we just complement each other very well. So.
Tell us about, for those that maybe haven't followed your team closely, give me some names of players both offensively and then on the pitching side that people maybe are underestimating.
I wouldn't say underestimating. I feel like we've kind of came out with a bang. And if you have been watching, but I know you said talk to some people who haven't, but Alyssa Willer, I mean, she's just been banging the ball. I mean, it's like every time she comes to the plate, I wouldn't want to pitch to her. So, I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't want to pitch to her. But same thing with Reese Hunter. She's been killing it. Holly Medina's been killing it. She transferred from Cal. I feel like some people may underestimate her, but she's been a pivotal part of our lineup. I mean, she can bunt, she can hit for power, all of it. And so far as like defensively, we have Madeline Johnson in the circle, and she's just been amazing. It's like I get taken off guard when they even put the ball in play. So, she's just been shut down, lights out, and to go off of that has been Kinley this past weekend. She's another pitcher we got out of the portal, and her changeup is just awesome. So it just keeps hitters off balance, and that's what we're trying to do.
Who are the leaders on the team?
I would say Addie is a big leader on the team, and myself included, but also, Reese and Paige, a lot of the seniors as well. We've had a lot of experience, so I feel like people look up to us in that aspect.
Let's talk about you. How are you a different player today than you were, say, a year ago at this time?
Oh yeah, so I know the scouting reports out last year was my comeback year from my injury my freshman year, and I would kind of say I had to reinvent myself, if you will. There were some weaknesses in my swing, and I was able to go back and watch and know those weaknesses, and I was able to hone those weaknesses. So now I'm good at this and great at this. So there's not really anywhere they can be like, okay, I'm gonna pump her this pitch. Like, no, I can hit that pitch now. So that's kind of where my confidence comes in and like knowing that I'm a better player than I was before. And so going in with the confidence of being like, I'm better than you, I'm going to beat you. There's nowhere you can beat me.
Coach Morales called you one of the hardest working players he's ever coached. That's a
Oh.
pretty high compliment, and it goes back to what you mentioned. You had to overcome an injury there. Just talk about that work ethic and making sure that not only are you coming back better than ever, but even a better player than you were prior to the
Yeah.
injury.
100%. I think a big thing with that is my mental game. I mean, I've grown tremendously in that aspect. Failure recovery has grown head over heels. I mean, like I said, knowing that someone else has got my back makes it a lot easier. But I would say, going in extra and like prepping pitchers for the weekend, Coach Devin has done a really good job with me with that and finding time. Our coaches always find time to get us in and get us extra reps. And I would say this year, I really focused and took pride in my defense as well. I feel like last year I wasn't really as focused on that. So, yeah, so I've been going in, taking extra reps, inviting teammates to take extra reps with me. I think that's what made us really successful is knowing that we're all going to put in the extra work to make each other better and make the team better.
Y'all made regionals last year.
Yes.
What did you take from that experience that you want to apply this year to you and as well as your teammates there after experiencing that in Gainesville? I know you want a longer trip in the regionals than just
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah, so I would say the biggest thing we need to focus on is playing all 7 innings, every pitch, every at bat, like everything matters. The game isn't over until it's over. So I think that, we could get down 5-0 in the first inning, but the game's not over. I have so much confidence in our offense and in our pitchers that we can win those games. We just need to know that it doesn't matter whatever's on their jersey, that we're all players. And, I've kind of talked to my teammates about this before, is that we've played against these people in travel ball. We've played with these people in travel ball that the only thing that's different is they have a different name on their chest. So I think remembering that at the end of the day, we're just as good to be on the field with them, if not better. So just, repping, we're playing for something bigger than ourselves.
Describe playing for Coach Morales, a Hall of Famer herself, for her
Yeah.
as a player at Georgia Tech and obviously coaching her alma mater and the staff as a whole.
I mean, yeah, this is one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, obviously, but playing under Coach Morales has been a phenomenal, experience in my life. But all the coaching staff as in like a whole they just complement each other. So I know like maybe if one doesn't know the answer to this, I can go to another and they'll know the answer. I would say we have a great pitching coach, great hitting coaches, outfield. Our outfield is amazing. I know the ball gets hit in the outfield and they're catching it. They work so hard. Along with the infield, Coach Morales really takes pride in the infield as well. So I think that, me realizing and taking pride in it as well has really helped the team as well. Because I think we're third in the ACC for fielding percentage. So yeah.
Look at you. You got the stats backing you up. I like
Oh,
that a
yeah.
lot. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and she takes a lot of pride on her defense there. What's it like having a coach who's been in your shoes, has been a student athlete in the exact same school that has to help as well?
Yeah, I mean, I know that she was very, very good, so I know that she knows what she's talking about. So she played for a really good team. She's won big games and has been in big moments. So I wouldn't want to trust anybody else with what they had to say rather than somebody who's literally been there. So,
Let's talk a little bit about your journey here. What got you into playing softball?
oh gosh, okay, so it's kind of a crazy story. I started playing softball when I was 8 years old. We were driving past Sandy Plain softball field, and I was like, that would be fun. Tryouts were the next day, so we went to Dick's Sporting Goods that night. I got a glove, I got a bat, a helmet, face mask, and then I went out and tried out the next day, and I actually was second overall in the draft for the Little Sandy Plains League. So I started playing then, played a couple seasons of rec ball, and then went straight into travel ball from there. And, since then, I mean, Georgia Tech has been my dream school ever since I went to my first camp when I was in sixth grade, actually. I mean, it'll pop up in my timeline, I like time hop sometimes, and I'll send it to Coach Morales. But, this is always where I wanted to be. So it's just a dream come true that I'm even here.
Since wow, I did not realize that. What was it about Georgia Tech that made it your dream school?
I mean, I always knew that education was going to be a big part of my path. I really wanted somewhere that I knew that would set me up for my future. And I'm also a really, really big homebody. So I'm only 30 minutes from my house. I get to go home and see my family and my puppy, everything like that. It really heals my soul when I can do that. But it was the coaching side. I mean, Coach Morales, I just feel so connected with her and we just share this like personal level with each other. And I know that I'm safe with her and that I can trust her with myself.
That's wild. Did you have favorite athletes growing up?
Um, I wouldn't I wouldn't say favorite athletes, but I did meet Sydney Romero and I got a picture with her at PGF one time.
That's pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not too
Yeah.
shabby. You mentioned obviously you use academic side. You got what is your goals outside of softball?
Oh yeah, so I'm actually going to start studying for the LSAT this summer. I'm going to go to law school after this, so I'm actually
And
very excited about that. So that's where I plan to go in my future.
Law school. There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
That's pretty very intense there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really passionate about it, and I think that that's something my work drive and my determination. My dad likes to call me a bulldog, so like whenever I get my head on something, I can't really get my mind off of it. So,
So let me ask you this. So if there's a play on the field and you feel it needs to be reviewed, are you in charge of convincing the coaches to challenge the call there and bring your defense there as an attorney out of you there?
I mean, I don't know. We haven't really had one where I've been the one to be like, coach. But I am. If I see something, I'm gonna say something. And I feel like she trusts us a lot with that. It's happened a couple times. I know Emma Simon tagged a girl out and she was actually doing her celebration and came off the bag. And she had the tag on her still. So she was like, you need to challenge that. And we came back, we won it. Coach Morales does a really good job of winning her challenges. She's really smart when it comes to that.
I love that. That is beautiful. I enjoyed that. When do you remember the first time that you played and you realized I belong at this level? I belong here.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's see. I would actually probably say that this was my freshman year of high school ball. I mean, I played for a really good high school team. We won back-to-back state championships. Sorry. But I was a freshman, or I was a sophomore. Sorry, sophomore, and I hit like a two-run home run, and it put us ahead. And then I actually got the game-winning double play to end the game. And I was like, dang, like this is for me. Like, and it just brings out such a passion in me that I will be chasing for the rest of my life. So I'm sad to see that I only have a few more years left, but I'm just happy to be here.
Take it all in, right? Take it all
Hmm.
in. You mentioned
Hmm.
this was your dream school. Do you remember the first time when you put on those yellow jacket jerseys
Oh
your
gosh,
freshman
don't get
year?
me emotional.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
I mean, this is just a dream come true. I mean, it's everything I've ever been playing for and ever wanted. And it's just like seeing my dad in the stands too. It's just, I just can't beat it. I mean, no, this is where I wanted to be, where I've put my work in to be. And it was just, even if I was sitting in the dugout, I was just ecstatic to even be in this position.
what's the experience like being a student athlete at Georgia Tech? Do you go to the other sports? Did you go to some of the football games there? I mean,
Oh yeah.
what's it like? Describe the experience as a student athlete there.
Oh yeah, I mean, school's definitely not easy. School's definitely not easy here, but I will say that it prepares you for the rest of your life. Coach Morales really harps on being a student athlete, so you're a student before the athlete. So we take a lot of pride in our team GPA. We actually had one of the highest team GPAs this past fall. So I mean, we have so many resources as well. Like we have a bunch of academic advisors, free tutoring, and just everything like that. You really can't fail because of how many resources we are given. You just have to be really focused and intentional on like when you study and knowing your study habits and things like that. And those are things that you can learn in high school as well. But as far as going to the other games, I've been to a few baseball games, volleyball, basketball, football. We always go to the football games because they're in the fall, so we're a little less busy in the fall. But we like to support each other. We love to support
Understand?
the other athletes.
Very understandable there. Who is the comedian on the team when somebody needs to lighten the mood?
Oh, definitely Reese Hunter. I mean, even if she doesn't say something funny, her laugh is just so contagious. I can't help but laugh whenever she says anything. It's just awesome.
If y'all played a home run derby, who would hit the furthest home run?
Probably probably Alyssa or myself, I would say.
That a girl. I was waiting for you to like chime in
Yeah.
and throw yourself in the
Yeah. Yeah,
contest there.
probably, yeah.
Do you ever remember a home run where you like, ooh, wow, I really got all of that one?
Oh yeah, so we actually this was last year. We played um I actually have two. We played Western Kentucky, I believe, and it was drop ball in, my favorite pitch, and then I hit it way over the scoreboard. And we also, this was another one we were playing Stanford, and the bases were loaded, and I hit a opposite field grand slam, and I knew that one off the bat. It was awesome.
That was a wild series, by the way. That
Oh
was,
gosh, I know, I know. That was
and
actually our opening weekend last year
it
for
was.
ACC.
It
Hmm.
was crazy, and it set the tone for a historic year in the ACC with all the bids they got in the NCAA number two conference in the sport. Describe playing in the ACC, especially in this version now where you have Stanford, you have Cal. It's deep a league as ever. What's it like as a player to play in it?
I mean, yeah, I think the addition of Stanford and Cal just made it even better. I know SMU is an addition too. They don't have a softball team, but the conference is just so competitive. I mean, I would like to say there's not really, a difference in the SEC and ACC, but I'm also really biased. But there's a lot of talent. I mean, you can't really beat it.
Yeah, every week it's like a regional,
Yeah,
right?
not one team is 100% better than the other. You never know. So that's why you have to come with your A game every game.
What's going to be the keys? I'll let you go on this as we wrap up. What's going to be the keys here to continue the momentum? The hero of this sweep. This was a hard fought sweep against Notre Dame. I mean, as you know, they could have gone in a couple different ways, but you made the plays down the stretch.
Yes.
As you move forward now, the rest of the season, what's going to be the keys for your team here to accomplish your internal goals?
Yes, like I mentioned before, playing every pitch, every inning, all 7 innings, knowing that anything can happen at any moment. So, you really have to be locked in because we can't take pitches off. We don't have the luxury of taking pitches off. Also, remembering that we're playing for each other and playing for the institution and something bigger than us. That just helps you, play with a certain kind of like swag and like, competition, pride and fire under your belly. So, playing for each other and playing for Coach Morales and all of the coaches.
You led the team last year in homers, RBIs, runs scored, base hits, total bases. You were all region. That,
Yes.
do you have a favorite one that you were like, oh, I'm proud of that one that I led in that category?
I'm actually really proud I got ACC all freshman team, so I'm very proud about that because I know that technically I was a redshirt freshman, but it just was a really big accomplishment knowing everything I went through with my surgery.
Because everything you've overcome, that makes a lot of sense. All ACC freshmen. Well, we're shooting higher this year. I'm pushing
Oh
campaign.
yes,
I want to get you all conference. That's one of the reasons I want to get you on because you're a great player and a
thank
fun
you.
player to watch. Listen, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the sweep with Notre Dame. Keep up the great play, and thanks for telling your story here on In the Circle on
Yes.
D1 Softball.
Thank you so much for having me, Eric. Go Jackets.